Ladies and gentlemen, to BEATNIX night at Nuyorican Poets Cafe. This series began before the pandemic, and now we are doing it here live in the cafe. We have artists online and artists in the house, and it is my pleasure to bring this series to you. It is a celebration of Latinx artists in the beatnik tradition. And the Nuyorican poetry movement, the foundation, I would say, is founded and is on the shoulders of Julia de Burgos, the first Puerto Rican poet to write poetry in English, making her the foundation of Nuyorican poetry as I know it to be. Julia de Burgos was a Puerto Rican revolutionary that came to the city here in New York to escape. They were going after nationalists in Puerto Rico, so she came here as refuge, but found all kinds of trouble here as well. She died as a Jane Doe on 5th Avenue across from El Museo del Barrio, and she was buried in Potter's Field, and then her family found her. She was exhumed and then buried in Puerto Rico, in Carolina, Puerto Rico, where she was born and from. And now there is a monument, a park dedicated to Julia de Burgos. Now they exhumed her from the cemetery of the town and created this beautiful monument to her honor. And I wanted to share her poem. And this poem is called Farewell from Welfare Island. It has to come from here, right this instance, my cry into the world. The past is only a shadow emerging from nowhere. Life was somewhere forgotten and sought refuge in depths of tears and sorrows over this vast empire of solitude and darkness. Where is the voice of freedom? Freedom to laugh, to move, without the heavy phantom of despair? Where is the form of beauty, unshaken in its veil, simple and pure? Where is the warmth of heaven, pouring its dreams of love in broken spirits? It has to be from here, right this instance, my cry into the world, my cry that is no more mine, but hers and his forever. The comrades of my silence, the phantoms of my grave. It has to be from here, forgotten but unshaken, among comrades of silence, deep into Welfare Island, my farewell to the world. And Welfare Island is now known as, what is it called? Roosevelt Island. So what we know now as Roosevelt Island was once called Welfare Island, and she was in a hospital there, and that is where she wrote that poem. So I want to acknowledge Julia de Burgos. Because when we say their names and we share their work, that's how we keep them alive. And so the spirit of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe lives on through now new generations of artists. And Latinx, for me, I like to explain the X for me is what symbolizes colonization, what it has taken away from us, the connections that we have to make reconnections. And the X stands for all that is unknown, our connections to our indigeneity and our Africanness. Our first poet is hailing all the way from San Francisco. He is our pinch hitter host on our Monday night online open mics. And he is known to address issues such as depression, anxiety, PTSD, and he speaks with an accent of change. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Elemental, the poet.
Peace.
Welcome, Elemental.
Bruja. How are you?
Doing well. So good to have you.
Thank you. I truly am honored and blessed to be a part of this tradition. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me, truly. Listen, to all the founders, to all the poets who have come before me and after, I truly appreciate your energy. It is really you who make this go, who make this help all of us move this poetry into the next generation. I will share some work with you this evening, a few new things, so forgive me for slinging paint. This one, this is some new shit. It's called Intensity, based on a prompt from a Monday night. Elemental.com is where you can find me. Please plug in, see what's going on. A lot of crazy things going on. First up, Intensity. It was more feeling than idea the first time poetry came tumbling from this humble existence, scorching force facades of 4/4 time confines or treble with bass clefs and steps and comfortable intervals, breaking stratospheric boundaries of distance sound can travel. Unravel this evil. I research public works and sewers that skewer senses into believing DDT is simply Monsanto-sized excuses to corner market before monopoly was a game. Before Parker Brothers became Koch brothers, sniffers of American white horse riding capitalist enterprises, no Star Trek unturned when legacies are concerned. Final frontier, spinal tap frequencies of dismay make moments terrifying that once spelled entertaining, just one channel away from your slice of Americana. Unless you Cheech and Chong that marijuana, then all you get is counterfeit skits of what living in the struggle is actually, actually feels like. Trips to wildlife exhibits, ghettos, museums, ruins. Yes, sir, museums. So Massa can relive days of plunder. No Tom Cruise days of thunder around tracks with lap after lap of redundant tracking, removing static like VCR. This is reminder of stripes on backs, reminder we are errors in America's syntax, reminders we are seen as identity extremists. That love, I say love, love their cultural essence. You bet your ass we do. We jet setters, the source of double XL vibes that scratch more than surfaces for purposes of kings and ebony queens. To signal future generations, Black is not simply a color, but state of being. Most imitated, least celebrated, unless handcuffs are involved, turn prophets, corpses, half-assed statistics that become zombies. So we celebrate life after death like 10 crack commandments, premier reasoning why we do our own thing. You grow your hair, we braid ours. You grow braids, we lock our crowns and barbed wire our thoughts into beautifully Black twisted fantasies of a world controlled by victors. I beseech thee, take all those stereotypes, shine them up real nice, turn them some bitches sideways and stick them straight up the mailbox's candy ass. Return all that shit to sender. All right, two more pieces for y'all. This second piece is really just a connection to all the things and all the people that sacrificed to get us where we are today. This is New America. Storm God's in the building. I am shots fired. I am excessive force. I'm the first 48. I am no body cams and bodios and blocks, tenements and parks, projects, wards, and points. I am 151, a government-granted search and seizure of the same illegal activity they perfected eons ago. I am the reason the bacon patrolled the streets. I am 100 to 1, the smack in the American mainstream. I am 3/5, 2/3, and 15%. That's citizens, inmates, and people lost in this fatherland, disguised as wonderland. No Alice, just malice, park pusher, stack clips, higher than chips to secure this pirate's booty. Excuse me. I am the loudest, rowdiest, rough, rugged, and raw. The minstrels make up more maize than Manilow, Lost Boys than Rat Pack, Blaxploitation across 110th Street, uptown, downtown, midtown, and Motown. I am handcuffs, the gleam in the metal and the unrelenting stillness of their cold grasp. I am one in a chamber, no warning shot, no marksmanship, same crack, just a different whip. I am history lessons, printed on bloodstained pages, written by crippled dreams in plantation English in the soul of genius. I am cotton, in Alabama, Mississippi, Black Belt, Georgia, the Black Star Line set sail, refused to let our martyrs die in vain. I am the change. Less dollars, more cents, less millions, more common. I am the burden of proof, the neck and the noose and the fox in the hen house. Throwaways, only brought into primp and preen, dust and clean, a pimp and his trusty steed. I am the stone that the building refused the individual. Panther, Dynamite, Brown, Hornet, King, Pratt, Evers, Shakur, X, Douglas, Wallace, Turner, Teal, Garvey, Newton, Carmichael, Cleaver, Hampton, Lumumba, Louima, Diallo, Brown, Gray, Grant, Bell, Crawford, Rice, McBride, McKenna, Garner, Martin, Boyd, Bland, Brazil, Sterling, Carlisle, Castile, Gaines, Taylor, Aubrey, Floyd, God damn, proofs in the pudding, no dilutants. I am the nuisance, the craw in your crawfish, disco in your calypso, hip hop in your foxtrot, twisted like Bantu knots. I'm the soul, soul food, twisted like the old school #1 stunner and the funky drummer. Pearl Harbor's #1 gunner, but it's all homes you pillage and plunder. Spill the same blood and the same mud for these divided states of New America, but you call me anarchist, fascist, separatist. I am not a monolith. See my character, not caricature. I am not your entertainment, nor your prey. I am the sound of your chickens come home to roost, the nails on the chalkboard and in the coffin. I am the screams of my ancestors, the piercing sounds of our children calling, crawling, clawing for a life never granted. You fooled me once, shame on you. Fooled me twice, can't put the blame on you. Fooled me 3 times, the peace sign, load the chopper, let it rain. You. Last piece, whew. Appreciate y'all, truly. This energy belongs to y'all, for real, truly. Last piece. This is inspired by the people who have truly inspired me, those people who I wish that I could kind of get down with in this poetry world. So this is for them. I truly appreciate you. Both storm gods in the building. Let's go. This is music that grooves you. Burida, 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 doo-doo. Ba 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 ba, willy boo boo boo. We want what we've always wanted: autonomy. Inside but outside your gluttonous clutches of public mandates that keep the people almost within reach of success. To be dark and lovely, caramel and cool, bronze and hostile, with gospel resting on restless tongues tied to revolt in every syllable, this colonizer crafted rules to contradict. We children of the sun tend to break rules under one in relation to freedom songs in Art Tatum's Ellingtonia, where yardbirds play you dizzy, Gil Scott-Heron on repeat, last poets, drum beats, hearing Amiri clearly, boom, 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 boom. Don't sweat techniques of these, now standing, demanding to be seen as beings not under thumbs nor controllers, resting in hands of men that play in worlds granted by gods of EA who put everything in games and complain to have to live in hours. Hours and hours committed to level up, while hours and hours committed to upstate, make prison tears, plantation, money machine on warpath, infamy marching, boom, 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 boom. God show me the way, because these devils trying to bring us down, keep us minstrel, mammy, maliciously benign, yet callously aligned with all things work related. Yes, sir, you know, yes, sir, you know, yes, sir, yeah, 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 yo, way. It's a Nipsey Hussle and Aventura tu Bachata y Merengue con Luis Fonsi and Hector Lavoe. Me encanta, mi gente. That samba into problems in every shade that place us make believe we're not connected like polka dots on third world atlas. If I ruled the world, I'd free all the sons and daughters of oppression with revolution stamped on birth certificates and social security numbers. I mean, elementary test scores. I mean, DOC identifiers. DOC identifiers. I mean, DOC identifiers make household ground zero where babies become collateral damage. Part mission impossible to COINTELPRO futuro revolucionarios in su misión of this country, 'tis of thee. Oddly enough, claiming our strength and tradition as hardly palpable until watered down. We see now, clearly, peace was never an option. May the revolution find its way to you. Peace, y'all.
Woo! Elemental, the poet, let them know how to find you.
Elemental.com is where you can find me. Spelled elemental. You take the T out, put in the number 2. I appreciate all of you. Truly, truly.
Great job. Thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you hosting a Monday night sometime soon.
Appreciate you, truly.
Great, great. Children of the sun, the revolutionary people of the world listening and here performing. Our next poet is someone that is born and raised in Long Beach, California. So California is in the house today. We have San Francisco, we got Long Beach. But known as the voice of a rising generation, internationally known poet, author, and world activist, perfect score winner of last Friday's Slam. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Felicia K.
What an absolute. What's up, everybody online? What an honor to be here. Shouts out to all my family back in Long Beach. We in New York at the world famous Nuyorican Cafe. And I got three for the people. When God spoke, all of the particles of the universe conglomerated together and bursted into form. And are you not a word that when spoken to burst into form? So who are you talking to? And what word is trapped in your stomach with no God to call it forth? Who are you talking to? And what word is trapped in your stomach with no God to call it forth? I am Malcolm and Martin, a deep prayer and fully loaded rifle, a peaceful protest yelling on your front lawn. I am the dream of my ancestors, all wisdom and divine power. I am sinner enough to not be welcomed at church, but saint enough to know Holy Ghost power when it show up. I am a Sunday morning sermon that hits home, Shabbat Shalom, a knife to the throat of anybody that come near my babies. I am an unstoppable movement marching tirelessly with my chin up, back straight like I belong here, black as hip hop and Kool-Aid. Close, like mama's hugs after a heartbreak. I am a problem to every solution in my way. I am a direct extension of the great I am, and I will burn down master's house to get my freedom. Nat Turner this plantation, Jangle Lucifer and all his children, plague Pharaoh till he bend in favor of God's will and let my people go. I will take justice into my own hands, cause I'll be damned if I watch them put another bullet in black skin, call it an accident. I am tired enough to do something about it. Exhausted from carrying all this woman around, holding all this soft under thick skin. I am too much, too loud, too black, too proud, 2 times 2, the bitch you cheated with, 2 steps ahead of basic, flirting with greatness, and she a bad bitch. I am a prophet, prophetically positioned where I am manifested. Baby, I'm not a soul you just run into on accident, especially if you connected. Divine timing and reflections reveal future promises and past tense. At ease, catch a whiff of the wave you're in. That's the yes. So this next one is actually new and really close to my heart. I don't think we sit and we talk to our elders enough. And so I wrote this one after speaking with an elder that asked me, as she was talking to me about the revolution and the movement in the 60s, she asked me, why aren't y'all fighting? And so that's how this was birthed. It's called Revolution O'Clock. I sit at the feet of my elders and I listen, soak up wisdom. As we journey through the past together to make sense of all we have become, she takes me back to when the revolution was potent. Back to the living room of Uncle Malcolm and the day they killed our Martin, tells me about Bayard and James, the invisible gay men who gave their lives to a movement that would never speak their names out loud. And she asked me, why aren't we fighting? Nested in her disappointment, I tell her that we are privileged, scared, and lack direction. That we have never seen a lynching up close or tasted the threat of a burning cross on our front lawn, that we know what happens to leaders who make too much noise. That we are both tired and angry, with no rest or release between killings. That our pastors do not march and our Malcolms are considered conspiracy theorists, that niggas ain't reading or talking about the shit that really matters, that Black Lives Matter took us to the mountain and left us. That the movement has become a disfigured body trying to function independently. And I am sorry that I don't have a more valid answer. Wish that I could ease her concern, but I too am concerned of how forgetful we have become. She asked me to remember, to call upon the spirit of our ancestors, to not eat of the fruit planted before us and forget to finish the work. Tell them that there is work to do, child. Tell them that the revolution is now. Rushing in on the backs of women pregnant with the keys of Armageddon. The end is now. The beginning is now. Tell them that the time is now. Tell them that the time is now. Woo! Thank you, thank you. Revolution O'Clock. Tell them that the time is now. This one, it might get me in a little bit of trouble, but I like this one. It's one of my little favorite ones. Okay, I do believe in cheating. Hey. This one's called I See You. So no, I don't give a fuck about your girlfriend or any other lover hanging out in your backyard. In this moment, we don't belong to anyone or anything but this moment. And if the truth between us is deep enough to make a room disappear, then why should we ignore it? And where can we run but into what we have already called into the present? And wait, before you call me a homewrecker, have you ever considered that some homes are built on shaky foundations, on graveyards of dead stories, that sometimes we outgrow the shells of who we once were? Before you call me a homewrecker, have you ever considered that sometimes we choose the wrong one who was the right one for that time, and time both evolves and deteriorates, reveals what was and shall be? And nah, I ain't gonna tell you to leave, because you've already left. Abandon her to find me in a hidden place to get your needs met, and needs always find a way to get met, don't they? Needs always find a way to get met, don't they? Cheating is often deeper than it seems. Sometimes betrayal begins the moment we compromise our needs to stay. But that's not my business anyway. That's my time. Big love, family. Thank you so much. Please follow me. My IG got hacked, but my new one is Rise Felicia. We trim the fat. That's it. Rise Felicia. I love y'all. Thank you. Also, I have a book online that is available on Amazon called Hallway Confessions. Available now. One love.
Yeah. All right, Felicia K. Let me tell you, I saw Felicia at the slam, got perfect score, 30, 30, 30, which is a rare thing. So it is such a blessing to have heard you yet again. So we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it flowing. And next up to the Nuyorican microphone is the Nuyorican himself. He is currently the Performing Arts Director at the Kips Bay Boys and Girls Club in Soundview section of the Boogie Down Bronx, where we are both from. Yes, representing. He began performing as a child prodigy, though, and he toured the world with Madonna, dancing flamenco. He is the co-founder of House of Us, a youth LGBTQ ballroom community, and he's bringing original programming here to the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. But before that programming, we're gonna give you a taste. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Rodriguez. Woo! Yes!
Thank you. Wow, it is. I have a lot of feelings being here. I just to share briefly, I remember the last time I performed here in 2008 with Miguel sitting there in the corner and blessing me with a residency here that I had for 2 years. And this was the space where I got to explore. I got to learn things, try things, fail, succeed. This was home. This was really important to be here, so thank you for having me. Yeah, and I look forward to 2023 to be in here with House of Us and to curate programming, weekly programming for LGBT youth. I'm just psyched about this.
But you will be here this month on
But
December
yes,
17th.
on the 17th we will be here performing. The House of Us will be here. They're gonna turn it. They're gonna vote. They're gonna do their thing. Come back. So I decided to do this song because I sang it here first. When I went to Sweden, I was performing at a spot like this, at a venue like this, and there were some producers in the back, and they flew me out to Sweden, and they were like, let's record an album, and I was like, let's do it. And it was my first time working with live musicians. It was my first time recording. I recorded 20 songs in a week and a half. They flew me right back. I had never had that experience in the studio before, nor with live musicians. So a bunch of Swedes helped me write like a Latin pop album at the time. And we wrote this song together called Oleo. Started with a vision, then became around. My words are put together, my story is combined. Been turning every corner, walking every street, following the pace of my heartbeat. Ain't it funny how the more you look, the less you see. When it's meant to be, things come easily. Found my brothers and sisters, my family, right in front of me. And we sing Oleo, we're dancing through the night. You have a little bit of bomba and a rhythm in the night. Oleo, we're singing all night long. If the temperature keeps rising, then the music can't be wrong. Oh, yeah. Oh. I was brought up in the city, built from extreme, a place for plenty, where people come to dream. Seems they're rushing by, too fast, not gonna find the thing that lasts. The moment won't wait when it's past. But ain't it funny how the more you look, the less you see. When it's meant to be, things come easily. Found my brothers and sisters, my family, right in can't be wrong. Oh. Now you gotta imagine me. I normally got mad dancers with me, you know what I mean? And we're doing choreography. Oh, yeah. Oh, let's slow it down, bring it low. I'll take you to this place I know. Time has come for letting go. Lose your body in the flow. Yeah, yeah. La guitarra. Y ahora mi castañuelas. Just a nice way to feel that it's hot. Time has come to let me go. Lose your body in the flow. Don't slow down, keep it up, the rhythm will never stop. Bring it in, breathe it out. We're heading for that sweet spot. That sweet spot. And that sweet spot is right here in New York Post Cafe. Straight into the night. You had a little bit of bomba. Ole, we're singing all night long. If the temperature keeps rising, then the music can't be wrong. Ole, we're dancing through the night. You had a little bit of bomba, and we're loving the night. Ole, we're singing all night long. If the temperature keeps rising, then the music can't be wrong. Yeah. Canto para ti, mi abuela. Canto para ti, gracias. Oh man, I'm a little dry up here. Thank you. Yeah, can I really quick if you don't mind? Thank you. I guess I'm good. Oh, shucks.
You feel good? I have a soft spot for abuela, so like the moment you dedicated it to the abuela, I'm feeling I'm like abuelita. But if you want to bless us with anything else, maybe a little something to go, a little.
He's got another track. There is another track.
Oh, there is another track. Do you want more? Do you want more?
Yes, we want more from Anthony Rodriguez.
So, thank you. This next song I actually wrote during the pandemic. I've had a fear of writing in Spanish. It was something I wish I could think in Spanish. But I sat down during the entire pandemic and I wrote about a lot of songs. And I heard this track online by a producer named Isa Torres, and I fell in love with the vibe. We haven't fully recorded it. What I loved about performing here in Nuyorican was that I just tested things out. This was the home to try things. So it is an honor to sing this song. I know I'll be back in February, I can say that, right? February 18th, to kind of kick off like a bi-monthly residency, which I'm excited about to be back here. And there will be dancers, and it's gonna be a full production. But this song is like, now that I think about it, I just sang Oleo. This song is called Bien Duro, which might be the sister to Oleo because the story is pretty similar. Okay. Can you bring up the track a little bit? Yo trabajo bien duro, por todo que tengo, trabajado bien duro. Yo trabajo bien duro, por todo que yo he hecho. Soy el obrero, mi jefe de mi vida. De joven yo sabía lo que yo quería hacer, con apoyo de mi padre sin mí. bendiciones, a vivir mi vida y no aceptarme, no. Luché para vivir bien, bien bueno. Yo he acabado bien duro, bien duro, por todo lo que tengo. He acabado bien duro, yo he acabado bien duro, por todo lo que yo he hecho. Soy el obrero y jefe de mi vida. Y no es que me ha venido fácil, yo sigo buscando maneras, formas de sostener las cosas que yo necesito para vivir mi vida bien tranquilo es como es. Ya sé que no me pueden decir lo que es para mí, yo sigo avanzando con mi ser y busco más maneras, vivir mi vida entera con mi Dios a mi lado y con mi fe. Yo he acabado bien duro, oh, por todo lo que tengo. He trabajado bien duro, yo he trabajado bien duro, por todo lo que yo he hecho. Soy el obrero y jefe de mi vida. Yo he trabajado bien duro, oh, por todo lo que tengo. He trabajado bien duro, yo he trabajado bien duro, por todo lo que yo he hecho. Soy el obrero y jefe de mi vida. Yo he trabajado bien duro, oh, por todo lo que tengo. He trabajado bien duro, oh, yo he trabajado bien duro, por todo lo que yo he hecho. Soy el obrero y jefe de mi vida. Yo trabajo bien duro. Gracias. Thank you for allowing me to share. Thank you. You can find me on Instagram at World of Anteus. It's World of Anteauz. And in Spanish is Anteus. Gracias. Thank you.
Él trabaja bien duro. For those of you who don't know, in Spanglish, it's Joe trabajo bien duro. That's as far as I'm translating. No, he means he works hard, baby. He works hard. But you know, when you do what you love, it's not work. It's a mission. And everybody that's blessed this mic and everybody that's up in here, we're on a mission. We're on a mission to create a space in our own minds, in your mind, to plant that seed of poetry, because everyone has a voice. I'm just hoping that we help you find it, because we need all of our voices collectively. We need us all to rise up, stand up, and cry out. I personally am addicted to the mic. Me and Mike have a relationship. And last night, me and my boyfriend had a fight. It was about me and Mike and being out all night. And he was right. I've been with Mike for nearly most of my life. My boyfriend feels some type of way with him, things don't sit right. Mike calls and simply said, I don't think twice about grabbing him in the dark and sometimes in the light. What? Mike and me got a handshake and a bond so tight. Sometimes he gives me feedback if my voice spikes. Once connected, he makes sure that I'm respected, and he makes me feel special even when he's being tested. Mike checks to make sure that my sound is always perfected, and that when my jaw unclenches, I'm heard deep into the trenches. Mike isn't even into any honorable mentions. He tells me all the time he wants others to shine. And though deep down inside, I wish he was all mine, I gotta get in line so that others get his time. I'm in love with Mike, and now my boyfriend wants to leave me. I tell him it's platonic, but he doesn't believe me. But the more he fights with me, the more I run to Mike. Something about this situation just ain't right. Ha! I wrote a rhyme and Mike called. He was waiting in the booth. He knew I was feeling cute. He wanted to hear me spit my truth. And everybody always gets our relationship confused. I don't take him to my bed. Oh wait, yeah, sometimes I do. I said I do. I mean, because I use Mike even to talk to you. Papa, can you hear me? In my love life, I've got two. One just wants to hear me, the other wants me for his boo. I can manage my time between them if my boyfriend wasn't jealous. I want Mike in my life, but my boyfriend wouldn't let us. Fast forward, after getting my boyfriend's ultimatum, right now he's somewhere in the world thinking that I probably hate him. Cause since he made me choose, I decided not to date him. Cause me and Mike come first, and with that, there's no debating. Love just isn't love if there's a limit to creating. Cause all that jealousy made it feel more like he was hating. He could have sang a song with me instead of always orchestrating. Invalidating my loyalty is quite infuriating. But Mike, he just laughs as he's seen him come and go. He thinks it's fantastic cause it just improves my flow. Will I ever find a man that isn't jealous overall? Or maybe even down for a little menage a trois? What? Mike is down for anything. That's what I love about him. I'm looking for a lover that isn't trying to out him. Cause me and Mike, we in it for life. We really bout it. I tell people it's forever, but they always seem to doubt it. Me and Mike. That's right, me and Mike. And we're about to open our doors for our Women Orator Wednesdays here on site, the first Wednesday of every month. So I'm gonna really have to let Mike be all up in everybody's hands. I'm gonna try not to be jealous. But I just wanna let you know that we are on vacation for January. This is the last BEATNIX of 2022. We did that, baby. But we will return in February 1st of 2023. Oh my God, I'll see you next year. But before we do, I just want to thank our sponsors, because without our sponsors, these programs would not be possible. Thank you to National Endowment for the Arts, Council on the Arts, New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Amazon Literary Partnership, New York Community Trust, the Poetry Foundation, and the Howard Gilman Foundation. Thank you so much. And if you would like to make a donation, it really goes a long way. Visit nuyorican.org/contribute. Por favor y muchas gracias. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been BEATNIX. And if you're in town, you should come here. WOW is about to get underway. First Wednesday of every month. Happy New Year, happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, happy everything. Take care, mi gente. Peace.